Welcome everyone to the ETF2L Season 28 Prem Playoffs qualification. This is going to be, this match will decide who gets to go into Prem and who will be relegated into the depth of high. It's going to be a really good game. It's going to be CP Soiree versus Nunya Black. I am Peter. I'm joined by Degu on the camera, and for the first time ever, I believe, it's going to be Smin co-casting me tonight. So, how are you doing, Smin?
I'm doing great, Peter. How about you? Very excited to cast with you. You know the legendary Peter.
Oh man.
Frag movie scored extraordinaire.
Oh, please stop. All right. Yeah, I don't know how familiar you are with these two teams. I kind of know, I know Nunya pretty well, and then CP Soiree have definitely been around. Do you have a better pronunciation of of their name?
I'm just gonna go with whatever you say.
All right.
So Soiree sounds good to me.
All right. If there's any French people in chat, just make sure you don't correct us, because that would probably be funnier. Let's be real. But yeah, do you want to go through the roster for Nunya Black?
I can do that. So on Medic they have Martin. On Demo Man they have Rat Slayer. On Soldier they have Chris. On Soldier they have Poppy, and then they have Hims and Crafty Dave on Scouts.
So really, this is pretty much what they had at I-61, I believe. It's called Nunya Black, but that's because there's two Nunya teams, and I believe the other one has just Condog, and he made another team that has no other real Nunya players on it, but that one's named Nunya, and then this is Nunya Black. So there's two Nunya teams, and this is probably the most like the original one. But then CP Soiree, we have Glastry on Medic, Doll on Demo Man, Olga and Raph on Soldiers. I believe Olga is the roamer, but I could be wrong on that one. And then Clem and Alien Smiley on Scout. And this is a pretty stable roster, I believe, of Frenchmen. I've seen them around quite a bit. They've been looking in the top of high for a long time, so maybe this is the time for them to finally make it into Prem.
Yeah, they finished second in high last season in a close grand final with, who was it? Weave Tunnel Tactics, is that what they're known as now? Yeah. It could have gone either way. So honestly, CP Soiree could have won high last year, but they just missed out.
Yeah, and just also the fact that they went to I-61 and they haven't killed each other, that means that they're probably pretty good friends, right? And that actually goes for both teams. I could be describing both of them. So I feel like both of these teams are extremely strong candidates to make it into Prem and actually to do pretty well. And we should probably also mention that according to ETF2L staff, 7 has decided to drop out of the season. So that means that there will be 2 teams going through into Prem instead of 1. So that means that originally there was going to be this big final where there was only going to be 1 qualifier, but instead we're going to have 2 qualifiers, which means that basically these semifinals are all there's to it. It's just the winner goes through.
Yeah, so unfortunately we won't see Nunya versus Nunya if Nunya Black win in before the season starts, but maybe if Nunya Nunya Black win, we could see that in the main season.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. That's for sure. Do you have any favorites going into this? Who do you think is going to win?
I would really like to see CP Soiree win, just because they have a cool name, and it's original.
All right. Yeah. I personally favor Nunya Black to win. Not that I really have a favorite as such. It's just that I think they're the more solid team. They played pretty well at I-61. They definitely were a force to be reckoned with, and they tended to edge out all the lesser non-invite group teams pretty comfortably. So I just feel like they have more experience and slightly better DM on the players, but they I feel like still people like Raph and Olga and also Glastry and Doll, those guys all have pretty good DM, and they all have the chance to just go off. And they have to be very careful of that. Who are some standout players that you're looking forward to watching tonight?
Well, I have to say, I think Glastry's gonna frag really hard on Medic for CP Soiree. I mean, he's got some sick DM. Let's see if that can come out on Medic, right? And then, of course, over on Nunya Black, I want to see Pappy hit some sick air shots, knock some noobs out of the air.
Yeah, Pappy for sure tends to hit a lot of big shots. He's very exciting in that fashion, at least. You know, if you're bored and you just want to watch some dude hit some really crazy shots, specking Pappy is a pretty good way to do that. So let's see. Apparently they're still screaming, so that figures. But we do have the maps. Let's see if I can remember. They did some pick and ban, and it's on the match page, I believe. It's in the mumble as well. I can't find it. I'm blind. Oh, there it is. All right. So we're going to be playing CP Snakewater, CP Sunshine, and CP Process. Oh, that's actually a new map in there, CP Sunshine.
Oh, that is very unfortunate. I might not have that map downloaded. Let me get that real quick.
Yeah. Time to panic. But yeah, it's a new map, but it's also an old map. This is one of those things that I personally detest whenever ETF2L adds a map that has been in the season. It was unpopular and got removed, and then they just re-added it again because everyone forgot how bad it was. But you know, at the very least, CP Sunshine has seen quite a bit of rework done to it. So, you know, perhaps it's going to be better this time around. It used to be that the big issue was that it was very difficult to push last, and it was also extremely difficult to push out of last. And I know that the map maker has done a lot of work to kind of alleviate that. So hopefully it's worked. Yeah, what do you feel about Sunshine?
I've liked Sunshine since like the first time I saw it. I just think it's like a great map. It's a lot like Process, which is probably my favorite map. So I'm a little biased there, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I would say I like it a lot more than Reckoner. I don't exactly know why Reckoner has been in the season over Sunshine, but whatever ETF2L wants to do, I guess.
Yeah, we're both on agreement on that one. Like, I don't know why that cough map is still not in it. I actually forgot what it's called. That's annoying.
Is that Bagel you're talking about?
Yeah, cough Bagel. Why is that not in the season yet? Just remove Reckoner and then add Bagel. That seemed like such an obvious move, and it hasn't happened for like 3 seasons now. It's actually annoying to me. So, yeah. I also, I kind of like Sunshine, right? It used to be that the middle was kind of bad as well, but that has actually seen a lot of improvement. So, like, second is kind of fine to fight. It's like you can stand on that high ground and you have a lot of advantage, but that has been lowered a bit, I think. And in general, I thought that like second to middle was kind of fine and played really well on Sunshine, and especially the flank, like in the flower region. That's really well designed, and I love that flank. But yeah, just that last point, you got stuck on it a lot. But you know, I said that it was really difficult to push out of last. But, you know, when you compare that to Reckoner, it's actually really easy to push out. So maybe I just shouldn't be whining. Been spoiled by all the good maps, I guess.
I could actually say I played Reckoner yesterday, and it was I felt like it was very hard to push and push out of last. But, I mean, I haven't actually played Sunshine in a long time, so I don't actually know what the map looks like now.
There's been some changes in the lobby. It used to be when you opened the left door, right? Like you could see all the way into last, and there would be a sniper 100% of the time, and then you'd die. That has been changed quite a bit. The door has been moved, or maybe everything else has been moved a little bit to the left. I can't remember quite how it was done. I think the door was just moved. So now that you open the door, there's actually like you have to go hook to the left to go into the last point. So sometimes there'll still be some stickies, but you can actually use the left door. It used to be that you always had to walk in up top as the medic. Like 100% of the time there's going to be a sniper just looking at you. So you can use all the doors now. That makes it a lot better. Last is still very difficult to push into. I think one of the entrances is like you have a bit more cover, but still it's pretty difficult. And it's still the big issue with the map overall, but they also made it slightly easier to push out. I think they made a choke or two slightly bigger, and raised some ground and lowered some other ones. Oh, we can only hope that it flows better than it did before, because it was kind of a grind to get out of and into last. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will certainly see. Maybe the teams will not run into any big problems, and we won't see a super snowmatey game.
Yeah, definitely. It has also been. I don't remember if when we removed Sunshine whether or not Scott had been buffed yet, because there is quite a bit of different dynamics now that we have Scouts being so dominant with the medic just latching onto them and just running like an Olympic sprinter. So, maybe that changes something to just the fact that it's less about soldiers standing on the high ground, just the fact that Scout can just run out there and push soldiers and everyone else back and then take some ground. That could be the thing that really makes it flow a lot better. I kind of doubt it, but you can't write off that possibility. And then, of course, you have Snakewater and Process. Both are maps that play pretty similarly. Snakewater is a very long map that it'd be kind of hard to push into second. And Last is also a pretty far push in before you reach the point. And while Process has slightly bigger chokes overall, but it's still maps that are pretty easy to kind of play defensive on and just make the enemy walk into you. So I have a feeling that the best defensive team is going to be the one to come out of this the victorious winner.
Talking about like meta and how Scout is so powerful right now, I haven't played in like very seriously in quite a while. So I come back and I try to play medic in a lobby for like my first game, and I was shocked by how centric the crossbow is in the meta right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually, that's another thing that's really kind of gone crazy, right? Like, you see so often now, like, whenever anyone takes damage, you just, like, stand still and they just expect an arrow, like, 100% of the time. So, it's just, you gotta be arrowing all the time, because people just expect it, and you will bail out so many people because of it. But yeah, it's still kind of a difficult decision to know when exactly you should arrow. I see a lot of people, like, oh, this guy is, he's missing 40 health, I should just arrow him. But it was like, no, just heal him, dude. There's a good chance you miss. So, but yeah, like Medic and Scout and that whole dynamic, they've changed quite a bit of role and playstyle the last couple of years, or months. Yeah, this year or two. So it should be interesting to see. But yeah, this is a new season. Is the winning team of last season even playing? I don't think they are. It's kind of weird.
No, it was Arctic Foxes that won last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're done. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's so weird. And then 7 being gone too. That's the obvious favorite. Even losing the final, that still feels like the best team, right? But yeah, it should be pretty good. And then in Prem we have Low Panda with using some weird name. I think it's 2 girls on team, or I'm not playing. So I think we can assume that Crayon is just off of that team and they're looking for a female medic. So if any female medics out there are looking for a high-level team, just go for it, man. Funds is all over it. And then Lego is making their glorious return with basically an old-school lineup with like Sen and Ison on Scouts and Phil on Demo and like all the whole shebang. And then Top 5 Rocket is also playing. And then Antic and Swift. And who's actually on Swift? Do you remember?
I have no idea who's on Swift.
Alright, just looking at the team, it looks like DD5F and Polygon are both on that team. So, that's it's going to be that team, I guess. Otherwise, it looks pretty much similar. And also Tiger's on it. Tiger was pretty much the standout player last season. I think he did get player of the season, right? So whatever team he's on is going to be a pretty heavy favorite. Or at least you can never write them off.
We actually do have a Swift roster here. It's Sam Busy and Tiger and Sil and Polygon and Ali and Babs. Wow, Beater, you got it pretty right.
Pretty right.
Amazing job.
Thank you. Well, we will just not mention DD5F. I don't know why DD5F is on that roster, but you got to be tactical at the beginning of the season. If you're not playing, you want to roster the right team that's going to win you that, get you that medal, right? The ETF2L Season 28 Prem Winners Medal. So, now we know what DD5F is betting on. So at least he has confidence in them, I suppose. Yeah. Like, who do you have any guesses yet? I know it's very early and completely unfair to ask you, so I'm gonna ask you. Who do you think's gonna win Prem?
We have to go with Lopander. Depending on who they pick up on Medic, of course, but I think Lopander have this in the bag. This season will be theirs.
All right, that's a pretty bold move. I'm just gonna go. I think Swift is gonna win, and then I'm hoping that Lego's gonna win. I want to see Lego just finally do it. Lego Prem champions. Come on, boys.
That would be great.
Yeah. I'm obviously very, very biased, but that's half the fun. And then I'm also very curious, and probably the team I'm most interested in seeing how well they're gonna do is Antic, because Antic has been criminally underperforming so many seasons in a row. It feels like, even I know they haven't played that many seasons as Antic, but I always feel like they underperform. So maybe finally this is their time. Smin will finally just break out and be the best demo in Prem. It kind of feels like it's something that's been coming but just never really happened. Oh yeah, Antic, will they finally do it? There's only one way to find out, and that's just to pay attention to the season as it moves on. But to even make it into the Prem season, you gotta qualify, and those teams were all basically invited because we all know they're good enough. And then there's 4 teams that are now fighting for 2 spots into Prem, and these are 2 of them. So, how much do you think these guys suffer from nerves? Because it makes a massive difference from your season experience whether or not you win this best of 3.
Well, Peter, I would say these guys are not land champions, but land veterans, I would say. On the CP Soiree side, they've gone to Gamers Assembly probably for 2 years or something like that. And then Nunya themselves performed at I-61, so I don't think nerves come into play too big.
Yeah, that's actually a good point that they went to all these great lands. So yeah, maybe I'm just overplaying it, overhyping the degree to which these guys are nervous. But you can't deny that there's a lot riding on this. Your season's going to be completely different. You're going to be either you're going to be contesting winning high, or you're going to be struggling in Prem, playing some of the best players in the game. So definitely that's a huge difference. And some people some people are very different. Some people want to contest winning even if it means it's on a lower level, but most players, I feel, at least competitive ones, they want to play against the best players possible, and they want to prove themselves.
And certainly whoever wins this game will have the opportunity to prove themselves, or get 0 points in Prem like some teams have in the past.
Yeah, not to mention any team. I wouldn't know anything about getting 0 points in the season. That's completely alien to me. I always got at least 1 point. So I've got that going for me. That's we actually have everyone in the server, I believe. Yeah. So they are just basically getting ready. So I'm gonna need a prediction for this first map out of you. I think this is important. We need to know precise scores. What do you think is going to be the result of this first map, and why?
Okay. Using all of my European Prem knowledge, I'm going to say that it'll be a 3-3, a golden cap, and CP Soiree will come out on top.
Alright, bold prediction. I am going to predict it's going to be a 4-2 score in favor of Nunya Black. I think they just have slightly better scouts, and I think that Chris is going to pound. Chris is kind of one of those up-and-coming players. I feel like he's been very good on some teams in high for a very long time, and he was really strong on LAN. He was really impressing me. I've been watching a lot of I-61 demos lately. And Chris was just consistently a very strong force in all those games.
Did he play Soldier at I-61?
Yes, he played Roman.
Okay, I remember him playing Scout at Gamers Assembly this year, so I haven't actually seen his Soldier because I didn't watch too much of I-61, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's played more Soldier than Scout, as far as I'm aware, at least. At least when I played Like the last couple of seasons, whenever he was on Ash's team, he was always playing soldier, and he was always very, very good. He was like one of those really annoying players to play against. But I think we're actually going live. CP Swarry against Nunya Black. It's going to be the first map, best out of 3. The winner of this whole matchup will go on to play in Prem. The loser will go down into High. So there's a lot of things riding on this. The entire season depends on this, but we're on this first bit, so take it away, Smin.
Alright, I'm currently looking at Wolf Girl, as it's tagged up on my screen, but that's Rat Slayer, I believe. So he's putting out some good damage over on the right side, pounded these scouts and the soldier, and Hims comes in and cleans them up. So it looks like Nunya Black will easily take this mid and just lock the rest of them out. Hims is going into chase, but he just might get blown up here if he's not careful.
Yeah, there's a scout hiding as well. He's gonna move in here. He's almost take down Hims, but no, not quite gonna get it. And yeah, eventually we'll go down to the demo man there. Is that Rat Slayer? Like Wolf Girl, Rat Slayer, it's all the same, right?
That is the same person.
Yeah, alright. But yeah, it was there's a lot of aggression coming in here from CP Soiree in the beginning of the middle, but they just didn't have enough players following up. They were kind of getting denied, and then it was basically like they were playing two different mids, where half of the team was being forward and the other half was being very passive. But luckily for them, they managed to get out there with the medic, and Chris is going to bomb in there, see if he can get the medic, but all he manages to do is just damage Raph a whole bunch, and it's not really valuable. So maybe we'll see a counter sack here, and this is kind of the seesaw thing that can happen, or not the seesaw, but the back and forth where teams will just send in suiciders over and over again until they get tired of it, and then they send the scout back to switch to sniper, and then he gets a crazy headshot, and then we move on. But yeah, the second point into middle is the most difficult to push on this map, in my opinion. So we could be stuck here for a while.
Yeah, the high ground on mid kind of just prevents anybody from pushing into it. And we're in one of those good old stalemates. Wow, my first stalemate as a caster. I'm so excited, Peter.
Yeah, you got to play, like, you got to cast for like a solid minute or so before it happened. So, you know, that it was a good run, but here we are. It looks like they're actually going to push into grass here. I don't think Martin has shown himself. He has actually shown himself, and I don't know, this could be a distraction, or it could just be trying to bait people forward. And it looks like Chris was actually trying to jump out a window there to get onto the medic. I think they pushed into grass just to kind of get an eye onto the medic, then called out to Chris, and then he was going to jump in, but he failed his jump. He's in the window again, but he's just spamming at this point. You know, when you're spamming, you can't really jump. He actually managed to get down a scout very weak, but you know, a lot of what it comes down to here is just players going in. Oh, like looks like we have a soldier going in, going to be launched into the skybox. Then he somehow manages to get back out again. But yeah, they're definitely trying to just move forward and trying to engage here, but it's very difficult doing it without taking too many risks. But you know, you have to do something at some point.
Pappy's getting buffed up and going in again. He gets on Doll, but doesn't manage to do anything there either, and gets cleaned up.
Yeah, will we see any kind of counter aggression? You know, if we don't, you know, that's gonna tell Nunya that they can just keep on doing this with zero risk involved. So. No, I think they're just going to wait for the soldier to come back, and then he's going to do it again and just repeat until he hits some crazy rockets, and Classy is either going to drop or have to pop it. You know, there's a lot of ways you can actually break these kind of stalemates. You saw before where they pushed in onto grass. You can push in through the choke area through saw, and then whenever the medic goes close to trying to heal players, you can send people out through the window and jump onto the medic. That's kind of the most classic one. But right now, Glassy is being smart, and he's not walking too close. Like, we see a lot of medics. Oh.
Crafty is on sniper and lower, and he's got that Machina on, and he's trying to look for a shot here, but everyone's staying out of the sight lines, whether or not they know there's a sniper. He sees Wrath, goes for a shot, whiffs it.
Oh, he's actually getting a lot of good looks. He hasn't really hit anything so far, but if he gets this much space, it's just a matter of time. See, he keeps on with...
Raph bombs him, doesn't do anything, backs up, alright.
Yeah, and once again, Glassy, he's still not falling for the trap of just holding really close to it. And once again, Raph really far, finally takes him down. And he even manages to get out alive. And it looks like we might have to see Olga jump in here. Yeah, he's onto the medic. Gets a nice first rocket and the drop. Wow, really great initiative there by Olga. Just doing the counter sack, and nobody was ready for it. Great job by him.
And Chris tries to get Glacier to force, but doesn't really do anything. Gets a Might of cap time, but doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And now we see Raph going in deep, picks up Himsy again, and
Glacier going
gets
down
sniped.
to the sniper. Yeah. He's even about to go down to some stickies as well. I think he got hit both by stickies and the sniper. It's so dangerous to see both medics drop. So a pretty easy middle, and then both medics drop, and now we're fighting on middle. Chris gonna jump in very aggressively onto the demo man. Does get down Doll. Great job by him. And then Rat Slayer
Olga could go huge right here if he hits the shots and he whiffs. Alright. Martin pick up a nice frag right there, and CP Soiree are now 4 down, so this is an easy mid take for Nunya Black, and now they can keep pushing in. And they should get a free second as well.
Yeah, this alien is in forward spawn here. He's actually on spy, and okay, he's just gonna switch back. I think he's like, nope, I'm on the wrong class here. You sometimes see people just hide in there, but not gonna be this time. Martin is on a pretty significant Uber advantage, and he's already in lobby. So I think they're just gonna wait for people to come a little bit more forward, and then they're gonna go in. And it looks like they're gonna go in through Shutter here. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, unfortunately they do still have Crafty on Snipe. So they're pushing in and they're securing the point. They have point presence and they're just going to be able to cap it out, it looks like. No. Yeah, there they go. They got control. It looked like they were going to lose it there, but they come out on top, Beater.
Yeah, it was. They got a lot of really early kills. And then they kind of could just snowball it. There isn't a single scout onto the point. He got eventually focused, but then it was just a matter of the demo walking onto it. So the scout walking onto the point there was probably the most decisive factor in getting that round to go. And through a bit of back and forth in a very unclean round, it's going to be Nunya Black that takes the first round. So we go into the mid number 2.
We see Doll and Wolfgirl trade in stickies, but nothing really comes of it. And now we see the soldier bonds from Raph and Olga. Doll goes down, but so the soldier bombs were a lot of distraction, but they didn't really do anything. And well, CP Soiree are actually able to clean this up and go the other way. They have 3 fragging classes, which is a demo and medic. We see Alien going in for Martin and completely ignoring the demo, but he's whipping a lot of shots.
And
now it's a melee fight.
Oh, Martin, so big. Out DMs Alien. Alien Spider's not going to be happy with that one. So Martin gets out, he even gets a saw. He wasn't healing for a very long time, but he's going to have an uber advantage. The middle does eventually get capped here by Clem, so CP Soiree, they do take the middle, but I think they're about to get pushed out really hard, and it's all down to Martin just out DMing a scout on medic, because some people can just do that apparently.
Alright, we see Chris bobbing forward and pushing Olga out of mid. He grabs the pack and jumps away. We'll actually see Nunya push again. They cap they're pushing right through. Oh. Nice trap there from Doll.
Haven't seen a single Uber. Oh my god, Doll with the double drop. And Martin is now counting out the drops in chat. You know. But we didn't talk about this pregame, and that's a mistake by me. I should be the one who's experienced enough to know this, but we should have been taking bets on how many drops we were going to see. But no. So far, if you had a high guess, then you would have been probably right.
Absolutely. Now we see CP Soiree with a huge Uber advantage capping mid, and they'll look to steamroll this right through Saw and push in through second and take it, hopefully, without popping Uber. There's a lot coming through. Chris makes a high jump. He's a little early there, though. And this will be a free second with that roamer sack.
Yeah, Chris mistimed it a little bit, but actually, it's just gonna Uber here. Glacier just pops it. This is that momentum Uber, and Martin goes down. Olka just jumps in and hits the perfect rocket. The center gun was just doing a lot of work though, and they didn't focus that one down. But you know, the fact that they got Martin is going to mean that they can just retreat, build Uber, and then push in with advantage once again. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to have to face probably like heavies and sentries and snipers and everything, but still, it's an Uber advantage. So pretty good play, even if it was a bit of a weird Uber. But I think he just wanted to keep the momentum going and just move in there.
Yeah, good play by Crafty there, building a sentry, like realizing they were going to be pushed back to last, so just go ahead and building a sentry. And now he's got it moved to this sticky little spot over here. And we'll see CP Soiree nearing their 100%, so they'll be looking to push in right about now.
Yeah, Martin has been arrow building though. There's a soldier just hiding against a wall and damaging himself, and he's actually going to have the Uber in time. So some really clutch arrow building going on. The sentry gun getting focused down very quickly, but I don't think Olga realizes that he's about to get completely mulched as everyone has to get out. Glass 2 is super weak. A single soldier's out here in lobby. I don't think that's going to be quite enough, and it's actually been so bad that everyone's can be completely split up, and they can just re-push here. So despite having even Ubers and having a way poor Uber, just people overextending from Nunya Black's going to cause that second round to go to CP Soiree.
Yeah, Pappy takes the late Uber in there, and he runs it through into like 4 weak players, but he doesn't hit any shots. So then they kill Pappy, and then they could just heal up and push in and, I mean, win the round easy.
Yeah, and that makes it 1-1. So far, your prediction of 3-3 is looking good. We'll keep you updated on that one. As the soldier jumps in very quickly, Chris just going in behind here, picks up the medkit, and he's actually made it. But the rest of his team are now being under a ton of pressure here. They will get the first kill, and actually the first 2-1, and now I think they're just going to look to re-push here. As a lot of people have gone down, and there's a single person behind lines that has just been cleaned up. Olga jumps in, but gets completely denied by Hems, and eventually Nunya Black will take this middle.
Yeah, I think they just took the positioning there and sent Chris behind as a distraction, and it was just an easy mid for them to take, and now they're trying to pressure this with Olga down. They're sitting some spam onto the high ground, but I think, yeah, okay, CP Soiree popped to try to defend this. Martin's way back, but eventually pops.
Yeah, Glass is going to have to get out of there. He's on 50 HP. No, a single sticky will take him down. So a complete win here for Nunya Black. And even just continuing to clean up. There's 3 players alive, and 2 of them are very weak for CP Soiree. And luckily for them, one of them is a demo man. But if he doesn't kill a ton of people with these stickies, they're going to be in trouble. And here comes the push in. A single soldier jumps in very aggressively. Doesn't quite get it done. Hems will take him down. Single soldier on the point. That's going to be enough. And that was just so much momentum from that Uber. The Uber from Glassy there did basically nothing.
Yeah, Martin just milked him up. Had 40% advantage on his Uber when he popped it. And then they just managed to clean up with that Uber. So that makes the score, what, 2-1 in favor of Nunya Black. So now they're pushing into this next mid.
Looks like Rat Slayer will take more damage here. He's actually down to 111 off of some nice stickies. But usually I like to watch the soldiers here. The initial one will come in going on, but man, this is just looking so dire right now for the Frenchies. And that's going to be it. Completely demolished on that middle. Only Alien alive. Let's see what he can do. Probably nothing. But he's actually going to hide in a corner. Cunning tactic.
Yeah, last mid, Chris kind of went behind and didn't really do anything, as we see Alien get cleaned up there, but Chris went behind and didn't really do anything. That mid, he bombed in and did a lot of damage to the medic and a scout, and they managed to just clean them up and take the mid pretty easily. So now we see 100% advantage from Martin. They're coming up lower and they're moving up the ramp, and they're going to come on this right side.
Very classic push. Just pushing in through the shutter door, trying to do as much damage as possible. It looks like he's trying to just heal people up a little bit before. They actually pick off the sentry gun. That's a really nice pick. They don't have to worry about that as they push in here. Gonna put a scout onto the point immediately. Very good job. And that's gonna cause everyone to go down there. They have taken down the scout, but there's so much cap time on it that that's just gonna be enough. It's gonna make it 3-1 in favor of Nunya Black. And just a textbook push just off of that strong mid.
Alright now, CP Soiree, you need to start winning some rounds so my prediction will be correct as my first time on caster. Come on, dudes.
Yeah, give him a bone here. You know, also, there's actually been some pretty fast rounds. I predicted 4-2 because normally Snake slows down quite a bit, as we saw in the very beginning. But ever since that, it's kind of been speeding up here. We go into this other mid. Both soldiers jumping across each other, just high-fiving up there on the high ground in the rafters. But it's actually CP Soiree that pushes forward and gets the most ground. They've lost a lot of players though. They're just not able to hit their shots. Both scouts alive though. Having 2 scouts on middle in these late fights are really good. One of them's going to flank, the other one's going to go onto the point, and it looks like Martin will just retreat with his soldier here. So Martin's staying alive. They lose middle, but they retain their medic.
Yeah, it's pretty smart of just Martin to mark out, back out there. Otherwise, they probably got flanked like they were doing and lost their med there. And I mean, you don't want that to happen. You want to keep this advantage so you can put it back into mid.
Yeah, you can also just see the power of having 2 scouts in a prolonged fight, like right there. There's just 2 scouts against 3, but because scouts are so scary, they actually managed to get the middle. They currently, Martin just trying his best not having to Uber anyone. Alien going down, that's going to be probably enough for Nunya Black to finally go forward here. Sort of behind, that was Raph, did nothing. And Olga probably going to get picked off as well, yes. Great job by Rattler just picking off players. And Glassy, he will finally have an Uber, but now they don't have enough players to actually hold second, so they're going to have to go all the way back to last and just set up and play with this even Uber. So I think we're about to get some more suicides going on, but they could also just push off of momentum.
I would say so. Don't give them time to set up. They do have this heavy fully buff, so that might deter the push. Chris is just going to bomb in and see what he can get done. He just gets levitated. Crafty goes in as well. They don't do anything, so now they're 2 down. Do you see CP Soiree trying to push up this?
I could definitely see them sending out a roamer just to see if he can get a force out. See Raph in pretty far, and he's spotted people. They are actually pushing off of this pretty bold. A lot of people really hate pushing out of Snake Water, and Raph is now going to get jumped by Chris. Chris is actually going behind. Clemmer's gone down as well, and Uber has been popped on both sides. There's a soldier going into the last, but oh, that's going to be Chris. He's going to get taken down by that. But Crafty will actually end up taking down the medic after that Uber fight. So this is definitely favoring Nunya Black, and this is probably why so many people hate pushing out of Snake Water. And him just going in there, he's just gunning for it. Takes down 2 players. A lot of people are getting shot at, and even a headshot to finish it off. That's going to make it 4-1 in favor of Nunya Black. They are just going strong here after having that round taken on them.
They got Crafty there to try to open up last for them, so like just get a pick the medic, something to open up last, but they didn't even need them to. They pushed out, and I mean, Soiree basically wiped. Yeah,
it was just a complete, basically a complete shit show once everybody. Like I know the medic got sniped, but like Crafty could have been on any class. It didn't really matter. It was after the Ubers. Chris once again just jumping in there, doing a ton of damage, but gets taken down very, very quickly, and nobody else really moved forward. Here comes the second soldier, and once again doesn't do too much. He trades with a scout, and this is just going to mean that CP Soiree has so much ground to move on. And even Martin going down to the Olga flank. So great middle here by CP Soiree, and I really question having Chris dive in that aggressively, that deep, that early. Just doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, they kind of run the same thing, like send Chris in, send Chris behind, something like that. We actually see a spy and Chris coming out, so I mean, Soldier wasn't working going behind, so he's gonna try to go behind as spy.
Yeah, we'll see if he can actually make anything happen. But you know, if he's too slow, Glassy will just pop through the door already. And Chris, he is in behind, and they haven't spotted him. He's so close. Oh my god, he actually does it. Wow. I can't believe nobody saw him as a spy for what he was. He was just beyond, like he was in the enemy team just so long, and nobody even spotted it. But great play.
Yeah, I mean, he was just in the middle of 5 players, and he managed to play it off with that disguise and walk up right behind the medic and just stab him, completely shut down the push and the momentum. So now Martin will have a big advantage coming in here. He's almost to 100%. He's on 80. We'll see them try to push out, I believe, like CV Soiree did, but maybe they'll actually be able to pull it off this time.
Yeah, like what could possibly go wrong, right? So Martin goes out here. He's on the point now, and like they're just gonna get for free if nobody even jumps in. Olga will jump in, and he gets the medic. Wow, there's definitely some other damage going on as well, but Olga jumps, gets out, even gets arrowed, and now he's fine. And now they can push back onto second. So just pushing Snake Water second from last is just so difficult. Chris jumps in, try to get the medic, cannot get him. Glassy doesn't even take damage, and this is looking bad for Nunya Black.
Yeah, we just see Nunya Black just feed one by one there. They might not even be able to hold this last. Luckily, Crafty has another sentry gun set up. It's level 2. They're gonna focus that down, or try to, but they haven't shot down the sentry. There goes the sentry. Now they've killed 3 members of Nunya Black, and they're gonna be able to get on the point if they stick it up and don't send the demo man on point.
Oh my god, Chris just killed 3 players. There's still a sniper in very deep, but he gets taken down as well. So Chris with the clutch 4-kill defense there. That was I can't believe that failed actually, but the sentry, as you mentioned, just pushed back a soldier so far. He just jumped in and got basically sent into the skybox, just completely to the back of the point. So he was irrelevant in the fight for so long, and even took a lot of damage to boot. So now it's a slight uber advantage for Martin. Probably not something you can push on, but they do have better heals and more manpower at the very moment. But I don't think it's something you can quite push on.
Okay, so we see them trying to push in from Saw here alone, but actually they're trying to push in from balcony, and they get a pick on Olga, so that's a good start. But if they don't push now, Ubers are going to come in for Glastry, and they actually lose Rat Slayer, so this is kind of disastrous. They might not be able to block Soray out here if they try to come back in.
Yeah, Martin even taking some damage, that can make things very dicey. He is going to have to pop. He's on 50 HP, so that means after the Uber he's going to be vulnerable. There's a soldier up on the high ground in the rafters, does get taken down eventually, and I think that's going to be it for Soiree. I think they're going to have to get out, but no, they disagree, and they probably should have listened to me as they just get taken down. Crafty will be the last person to pick up a kill there, as that's a complete wipe.
Everyone dead on the side of CP. Sorry, it's just I feel like there might be just a skill difference here. Like Soray do the right thing, but they're just getting out fragged. They're just getting slammed every time they try to push. So what can they do here, Beater?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's a DM difference, because it's not like they're playing bad TF2 at all. But yeah, you know, all you can really do is just try and basically predict better what the enemy is going to do, because they've been jumping into sentries and doing things like that, and taking some bad Ubers still. So if you just play smarter, you can still kind of compensate for having like less DM. But it looks like there's going to be an Uber coming in here from Martin. The demo and will go in. Rat Slayer is in very deep and actually gets the sentry gun down, as well as Doll. Now they're going to start putting pressure onto the point. Rap will go in there and block it. But now a second soldier is on the point. That's Chris. He'll get taken down as well. But now the soldiers are just on the point. There's a soldier up on the high ground here on top of the point. These can just shoot down, and that's the power of putting time onto the point. As everyone from Swabi was just forced to just dive onto it one by one, and then eventually they get taken down. That's going to make it 5-1.
Well, my prediction is perfectly blown here, but well, on that last mid, yeah, I mean, on that last push, like you kind of said, Nunya Black just kind of forced them to stand on the point, and they cleaned them up, unlike what CP Soiree did last time.
Yeah, Chris, as per usual, is in, and this time he did like 50 damage before dying, so not very good. At least the rest of the team has been moving forward, but I just think the impact of that bomb was so low that they're not going to be enough here to go in. Rap will go down, as well as Alien, and it looks like when I thought they were going to do well, they just didn't. They didn't quite rebound as strongly as I thought, and there's a scout in very aggressively, takes down Olga. Glassway's going to get completely gangbanged, and they didn't even leave anyone to cap middle. So it's going to take a little while for them to actually get that done, but just a crushing mid right here for Nunya Black.
Yeah, Chris's bomb didn't do much damage, like you said, but it got them so much positioning on the mid, where CP Soiree were all on the low ground near Saw, and, I mean, you're just going to die there, especially with soldiers on the high ground. So that's exactly what happened, and now we see 100% advantage from Martin. And I say they need to go in here before the sentry gun gets too big.
Yeah, that's usually a good idea. It's only level 2 right now. I actually see Raph going in there trying to force out Uber early. I think he actually does succeed in it, but luckily they're close enough to actually make a push out of it. So far it's actually a pretty even fight here. So Clem's taking down 2, and yeah, a single soldier in the skybox, and that's going to be it. Clem's on the chase too. Martin, he's trying to get out, and looks like Clem has run the wrong way. He just wants to cap out the point. Probably a smart move there, but that was a really successful hold. And it was probably just that Raph forced out the Uber pretty early on, and then they just couldn't quite make it in deep enough to take down the sentry while still getting a bunch of kills, and then Clem just hit some nice shots as we see Zebra Soiree. They're going to move into middle here. They're just going to Uber in as far as they can. They take down Rat Slayer really great, and then the triple team Crafty take him down as well. So they could actually just cap middle and just keep on moving. They don't really need to stack the point here. So they can just move into second, take that for free as well. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. So they're playing well here. Except that Clem goes down on middle. That's a really huge pick, and that means that people are going to have to go back, deal with this, and then now second's going to be defended. Even getting the second one is that Poppy just completely throwing a wrench in the works of all of what Zebra Soiree just did.
Yeah, Pappy completely stops the mid cap until, I mean, they just now got it and they were already on second, so there's nothing they could do about second. So now we see Martin with a full Uber advantage with 2 players behind and 2 players in front, and they should just be able to swim up and, oh, we see a giant back cap from Alien and Clem.
Well, they both went off of it, but Olga jumps in very aggressively. He's already in, but he's going to have to hit some shots here and bounce people off of it. Not quite going to make it, but still, a good back cap for sure. Definitely changed the dynamics here. So Glass3 and Martin both have the Uber.
And yeah, that draws the Ubers even, but Soiree are down 2 here, so we could see some aggression from Nunya Black. We'll just see the Ubers exchanged in lobby here. Nothing
Chris
really
is
going
actually spawn camping, so he's going to take down Olga as he spawns. So that's 1 player down. Poppy will get a kill as he trades. And both Ubers have gone out, but it's just so difficult to actually cap it out on the second point.
Chris comes from behind where he was spawn camping and kills Glass3. I mean, he didn't have Uber, so is it really worth his life there just for the medic? But actually, they're going to use their heals and their demo man, and they're going to clean up and be able to stabilize on this last point.
Yeah, just so far we have not seen a single successful push out from last, I don't think. Oh, you know, getting the medic there is probably your best shot, but you know, as the clock is winding down, I think if I'm Nunya at this point, I just chill out. There's 3 minutes left, so it's actually impossible for them to lose. So actually, I take it back. Let's push, boys. Let's do a successful second push. Come on, show us how it's done.
No, I mean, at this point, it doesn't even matter. But they've got their sniper back here. They're just gonna wait out the clock, I imagine. Olga bombs in, doesn't really get anything done. Okay, now we see a push for CP Soiree. They realize the clock's against them, so they're gonna dry push. They kill Slayer, so they might actually be able to take this here.
Raph going down as Glass3 is just dancing around. Somehow hasn't died. Finally goes down. And surely we'll see a successful second push now as it's only Olga alive. But, you know, if I know my TF2 correctly, he's going to run behind. But he will actually just find a fully buffed scout, shoot some rockets at him, and then eventually get taken down by Poppy. And that's going to be a second push out as... oh my god, look at Poppy, he's on the buff banner. When was the last time you saw a buff banner being used? So we're going to have so many mini crits. This is the scariest banner of all, for sure.
Absolutely, we see a sticky trap right here that may drop him and silence the banner. But unfortunately it does not, so they're being able to push it with mini crits, but they're kind of getting slammed here. They're taking a lot of damage, so the mini crits haven't actually helped them that much here. Okay, now they managed to push across the point with their damage, and they kill Glass3. He's not able to get out. This is just disastrous for CP Soiree. They're going to lose mid here, easy. They're going to lose their demo here. Yeah, this will be an easy push as long as Alien doesn't spoil the plans right here in this corner.
Yeah, that's probably the worst buff banner I've ever seen. Like, we finally see it, right? Like, buff banner is definitely the best banner once you get it and pop it, because mini crits are just scary. So scary. Like, scouts just become complete beasts. And basically, if you hit a single rocket on anyone, even a splash one, they're just done for. So, Poppy just, did he take down Doll? Yeah, he did. And he's gonna pop another banner, more mini crits, the scariest thing ever. So this Pyro is desperately trying to get out, but no, he's going to get critted down. It's going to be game. It's going to be 6-1. They were just kind of messing around there at the very end, I think. But a pretty convincing win there from Nunya Black, especially considering they were in so many bad situations where they just managed to hold, despite basically off of the back of some good decision making and DM.
Peter, I would like to point out that Raph managed to hit a double air shot on Martin right before the round ended. So he was unfortunately Ubered, but I mean, it's still a double air shot.
Oh yeah.
He said in chat he was trying to get famous on Twitch, since he can't win. So good on you, Raph. Good on you.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at some logs here. As obviously, always what I'm looking at is damage first and foremost, and it just seems like we have kind of a triple carry going on here for Nunya Black. That's Rat Slayer, it's Poppy, and it's Chris. Both Rat Slayer and Poppy have like a really good KD, a 2 point something KD. That's really good. And then you see Chris with the significantly worse KD, but still also 23 kills compared to the 22 and 25 of Poppy. So Chris, he was doing a lot of work. He was just also dying a lot because he's roamer, and that's what roamers do. Or while on the blue side for CP Soiree, it was Olga actually top damaging. Is he even the pocket? I don't believe he is. Oh, he is. Alright. Actually, look at the soldier heals. They're completely... they're almost identical. So who knows who the pocket is?
It looks like Doll is actually the pocket for them here. He's getting a lot more heals than either soldier.
Yeah, he's got 8 kills and 16 deaths. So that's an issue that they're going to have to solve. And he also doesn't have too much damage either. It's basically... yeah. That's not good. But yeah, it's so weird that Olga and Raph got 21 and 20% heal. That's such a weird heal spread. And on the other team, we see Hems with 23% heals on a scout. That's kind of disgusting. So we definitely know who the pocket scout there is. Whereas Alien and Clem, it's 15 and 14. It's actually such an even heal spread. I've never seen anything quite like it on Glassry. It's like, who's the pocket? Who knows?
We actually see 14 deaths on Glassry versus 6 on Martin.
Oh yeah, that's significant.
That's actually huge, but the difference here is Martin dropped 3 times, and Glassry only dropped 2. So Glassry died a lot more, but he dropped less, so that means he's the better medic. Isn't that right, Peter?
Yeah, that's how it works. And even if you look at... you can also count in some like deaths with 95 to 99% Uber, but they're both on 0, so... you know, these guys, they don't mess around. Like, if they're going to mess up, like, they're going to drop. They're not just going to die before they get to Uber, which is basically the same as dropping, but it's not as fancy. But, like, no, these guys, they go all in when they drop. And I also feel like all the drops basically happen in the first 5 minutes as well. It's just like a big drop-a-palooza just going on. Everyone's got to get their drops in.
I guess that's the nerves we were talking about in pregame. They're just kind of nervous, so they got to go ahead and get the drops out of the way, and hopefully they'll play a better game. Martin died 6 times, and he dropped 3 of those times.
Yeah.
That's just pretty unfortunate for him, for his, prim playoffs, of course, but it's kind of his prim debut, honestly. Especially if they win another round like this.
Yeah. That's very true. It's going to be on Sunshine now, and the situation now is that Nunya Black, they're ahead 1 map to 0. If they get 2 maps, they're in Prem. And so far, it's definitely looking very likely that that's going to happen. But, you know, you can never write it off quite yet. It could be that the CP Snakewater is just a really bad map for CP Soiree. It could also be that Sunshine is a map that hasn't been played for a long time, so a lot of people don't have... they're not quite up to speed with how it's played, and they're a little bit out of practice. And you know, sometimes the weaker teams will just thrive off of that. And there's also just a possibility that Soiree they're gonna crush it here. You know, I will say, like, I don't think this is actually a very good demo man map. So if they have a slightly weaker demo, that's not gonna bite them as much as on any other map. And we will definitely see. But yeah, who are you looking at to kind of improve themselves or make a difference on this second map?
Honestly, I think with it was Doll on Demo Man getting as much heals as he did, he could do a little bit better. Get more kills, put out some more damage, just support his team a little bit with all the heals he's getting.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely going to be a key component to it. You know, it's not so much that he needs to get more kills. Kills are not really important. The important part is that he does a lot of damage, and then the scout can probably just clean up on that really easily. I also want to see them get a better heal spread on their soldiers. I think it's really dumb that they had 21 and 22% heals respectively. I'd much rather see like one soldier get 7% heal and the other one get 30. That just seems so much more efficient, and also put some more heals on the scouts. That's a really good way to improve your game. Just overall, just heal those scouts all the time. Just make sure they're these fat scouts, 180 HP, nothing less is acceptable. And I think they could definitely win a few extra fights if they try to do that. I think Glassry might be as a soldier main, which I believe he is. Maybe he's focusing a little bit too many heals on them, but maybe that's just also how they play. Everyone loves Glassry, so they're just constantly hanging around around him. They just want to be there where he is, and he's just going to have to heal them then. But yeah, definitely I want to see the roamer, whichever guy that is. We don't even know, so that should tell you something, right? But I want to see him stay away from the medic quite a bit more.
I can agree with that, Peter. Just put more heals on the scout, exactly.
Yeah, that just seems like a good thing to say overall, right? Also, I think it's worth noting that Snakewater is a pretty bad map for having sniper to mid, but this map is pretty renowned for being good for sniper on middle. It's been solved a little bit. You can see on middle that house, it kind of has some floorboards, so like basically half the point is covered by a wall. It used to be like there was basically no wall there. So I guess now we could see everything from Flower's position, but from Flowers you can still see a lot of things. So you know, you could definitely see one team going sniper to mid, at least dabble in it. And yeah, we didn't see a whole lot of sniper in the previous one. I think I've seen Alien Smiley go quite a bit of sniper in his time, whereas I'm not quite too sure. Like, is Crafty gonna play sniper?
He sniped one time last game, and I think he managed to. Was it him that managed to get the drop on Glasstree? I think it had to be.
Yeah. He also did kill the medic a couple times, just like after. Like, I don't want to say randomly, but like where it wasn't a drop, where he just killed the medic, and then he pushed in on last and got a second kill before the round ended. So yeah, Crafty is probably the person we're gonna see play sniper. But I wouldn't say he's renowned for his sniping, but you know, maybe we'll see him become so. But yeah, Alien Smiley, I have this feeling that Alien Smiley is good at sniper. I don't know why. I don't know if I've seen him play sniper, or if I'm just confusing him with someone else, or if he's just like a Highlander nerd that's completely insane on sniper. I have no idea. I can't remember right now. But you know, at least some sniper duels is a good way to also just slow down the match if you're in trouble, because if you slow down the match and your sniper gets lucky, you just get some free rounds that way. But we're actually starting, so a quick prediction, if you will, before we go.
Okay, I'm gonna say Nunya Black take their momentum off the last map and just 5-0 this one. Sorry CP, sorry, you disappointed me last time. I'm gonna go with Nunya Black.
Alright, okay. Well, I'm gonna say that I think they're gonna get 2 rounds here. So let's just say 5-2. But hopefully we get a lot of quick rounds once again. So we see both teams kind of hanging out. We actually see some soldiers up on the house from Nunya Black, and Chris will go underneath and jump in now onto the medic. Doesn't quite get him, just hits him a single time. And as Ratslayer goes down, and a huge bomb in here from Raf and Olga, just doing so much damage. So only Chris and Crafty are up. Chris will go down, and now it's just Crafty trying desperately to run away, but great mid from Soiree right away. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come as they move forward, and they will have an uber advantage as well. So just don't mess up, Soiree. You got this.
I hope they do have it. I would like to see a very good game here. Raf and Olga actually like kind of got slammed on the left side on that mid, and then they came out with that second bomb and everything a little bit better. Okay, we actually see Crafty behind with their choke here. He's probably just going to get cleaned up. Yeah, he does. Doesn't really get much done. Just kind of lays him a little bit. Gives him time to set up a little bit. His little gun. He's got a level 1 gun. He might not actually be able to upgrade this anymore by the time it comes in. Yeah, here comes the Uber in for the right side for Glasstree. They take a lot of positioning, but they don't they just now killed the sentry gun, so they have a lot of position, but they haven't really killed anybody. So now they try to stack the point, and Crafty comes out on heavy, and he's just gonna shoot the point and kill everyone, and this push is a massive fail.
Yeah, and even Alien's not managing to get this. So just once again, Soiree, they do some really good moves, and then you just somehow manage to mess it up. It seemed the push was a bit disjointed here. So, like Olga and Doll and Raph were all in this flower section. They could actually jump in and try to block this. Look like they will try to do just that. Oh, the soldier doesn't quite get on it, and that's going to be the point capped out. So, but they might have killed enough and gotten enough ground that they can recap it here. So, we see Doll just sticking off this door, and Chris is not really feeling like going in. So they will get the point back. As I mentioned, it's very difficult to actually push out on second, but no disasters here of any kind for Nunya Black. They just kind of took it, got bullied out, and now they're back on last with a slight teeny weeny uber disadvantage. But yeah, as you can see, if you look at the lobby, we were talking about what's different about the map. You can see that the left door there doesn't like look into last, so the sniper can't just stand on last and look in there. But Glassy with the Uber advantage didn't use it. I don't blame him. I wouldn't. It's very difficult to know that was actually the case. So now it's just a matter of can Clem get some picks on this sniper.
He's looking over here at Pappy, but he's gonna yep, hits the shot on Pappy. Easy shot for him. And now he's gonna have some more room. We see Rat Slayer sitting some sticks over here to prevent him from going in. So he's gonna cycle down the bottom and see if he can work a angle from there.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about Clem going sniper. I was talking about Alien Smiley, but maybe it was Clem. That was the one I should have been talking about. He's on the left side right now, where he has been spotted, so I don't think he's going to be able to do too much. I can't remember whether or not you can snipe over those crates. I think you used to be able to, but maybe now you can't. Like it used to be that the sniper would just sit behind those and then shoot and then duck, and then he was basically invincible. So Clem has now moved over to the right side, almost get the demo man there. He actually hits Rat Slayer, so he's definitely hitting some shots. He's just not quite able. He hits another headshot onto a soldier. See Poppy, he's on 50 HP, just hiding in a corner. So far I'm pretty impressed with Clem actually, just rotating around, hitting a lot of nice flick shots.
Yeah, he's actually done some body shot damage as well. So he runs in for a hero shot here and actually gets out. He completely missed the medic, of course, because he can't hit him through this screen, but he could try.
Yeah, it's very difficult to actually figure out. Like at least he has 3 different options, right? Like when he goes down, is this the deja vu? I think this happened right before. There's a sentry gun right underneath. It's very difficult to actually go in far enough that you can spam it out. Olga tries to go in. I think he went for the sentry gun and then cannot quite find it. So everyone else will just move back out here. And yeah, this is what we're talking about, where it's very difficult to push second. So you can do this, right? Because if you want to push out to second, if you go through the shutter, you're looking up at people standing on that high ground. And then they're going to shoot down at you, and that's a bad situation. You can go through, like up the stairs and then go through that little choke. Then you're on somewhat decent ground, but then you're still up against the wall, and then you can go through the bottom, but then you're on the low ground again.
We actually see a spy from Chris here. He's behind Glass Tree. Let's see if he can repeat his performance from last time. He uncloaks and he's gonna jump up to this high ground to see if he can get him without opening the shutter door. He might be able to get him here.
Oh my
stabs
God.
him again. Repeat performance. Amazing job, Chris.
100% success rate, I believe. That's some good stuff. And now it's a matter of how difficult is second to push, right? If they don't get this, like it's impossible, right? We'll see.
Well, they have a full Uber advantage, so if they have a chance to do it, it should be right now.
Sure.
They're actually going to start moving through lobby, go lower, see if they can get some space where they can push in without having to pop the Uber. And they pop the Uber through, and there's no one here. So Sore has completely baited them, except for Clem, who goes down. But Sore will just back out onto the mid and see if they can regroup before Nunya Black try to push in here.
Yeah, did you see why Martin popped there? It didn't seem to me like he was under any kind of serious pressure, but I don't know,
I didn't
maybe
see
I
any
just missed
sticks
it.
or anything. So
Yeah.
no, I don't see why.
Yeah, Maybe a bit of a pussy pop there. Just didn't want to drop to a sniper, I suppose. But yeah, now we're on middle. They're going to get that as well. And then on second, they're probably not going to be able to push into that. So we see once again, they just kind of parked on this high ground that is adjacent to the second point, or the light tower. And then they can just kind of look at everything there and then shoot at it. So there is some pretty good areas here to actually suicide in. You can you can jump in the soldier through the choke, and then you can kind of curl around and go into to flowers. And then when they try to kill you, you have a lot of people waiting in flowers. That's kind of the classic bait that we've seen sometimes. I think it's a little more difficult to do it than it was on previous iterations on the map. It used to be that there was this wall that you could jump over. That's kind of gone now. Like, that wall was the best as we have a pause. But yeah, I don't know. It used to have like the best flank in the game, but then for some reason they changed it, so it's not quite as good. I don't get it. But oh well. This is a pretty good time to actually have a pause, right? Because it was a stalemate anyway.
Correct, and I think we're coming out of it here. Yep, we'll see aggression from Nunya Black over here on the right side. I don't know why I keep forgetting their name, but I do. And so they're pushed pretty far in. They have a lower position. They send Chris in for a bomb, and they have Crafty behind. If Crafty can do anything here, they know he's there. He's just gonna kind of wait it out, and you'll see the rest of his team back up. But that means Nunya Black's effectively 2 down. I mean, they're gonna go back and look for Crafty, but I would have liked to seen a push there.
Yeah, they just fear the Crafty flank, I suppose. And he's just hiding in this corner. He's doing nothing right now, but you know, just know that I think the plan is to send in Chris to go, and then the medic will go back into and run into Crafty, but they actually do manage to sniff him out and get him, and Chris is already in, and he's not going to get anything done either, so this is probably going to be a push coming out here from CP Soiree. I like the idea. It just a bit of unfortunate timing coming out here as Crafty was picked off.
Now we see them pushing in with their Uber on the right side. They're going to trade Ubers, and Nunya Black's 2 down, but they'll have the spawners up, so maybe the spawners can make it here on time. Yeah, you can see them running through the flank now, so Soiree need to do something here. They're just going to get steamrolled. I think they're taking a lot of damage here. Both teams are taking a lot of damage. We need to see some cleanup here, but nobody's really cleaning anything up, so now we have a very disjointed... Oh.
Yeah, just unbelievably, yeah, Nunya Black, they just keep on winning these fights where I think they're at an initial disadvantage, and like it's not luck at this point, but Doll actually with 2 nice kills here will eventually get rushed down by Hems, but yeah, that was once again just a straight up fight that CP Soiree managed to lose while Nunya Black just out DM'd them. So might see some more sentries on last. Maybe some heavies and some snipers. We'll see there's not really much of an Uber advantage going on, and Crafty has gone sniper, so I think they're just setting up for the long haul here as Crafty will waddle his way into second and get ready to snipe.
On Soiree's pushing to mid there, they sent like 3 of their players really deep in and left the combo to hang back. So, I mean, they were just very disjointed there. They weren't together, they weren't playing as a team, so they just got steamrolled. And now we see them setting up, Nunya Black setting up, as you said, for the long haul. We see Crafty just walking around in lobby, waiting for where he wants to pick, kind of talking it over with his team, it looks like.
Yeah, you know, when he's standing right here in this central position, he can go to either of his 3 options very quickly. And it's he's basically making it a guessing game. I think he was just waiting for a call on like where he could go, where that was under as little pressure as possible. There will be a counter sniper, but you know, you can kind of see him just reverting to this central position, and then he'll just go wherever. So I quite like the way he's playing that. That's kind of cute. But, it looks like he's now going to the left side, and then if this fails, then Glastry just walking into his sight line, and Crafty will get another medic pick. So it worked out.
And they actually managed to spam down the sentry before they go in, so they have Uber and no sentry to worry about. So they're just going to push in on the right side, lock down this left door, on the left side, and lock down this left door and try to control the point. Soiree swarms out and tries to block this here, and they've actually managed to block them off the point, but now the rest and the superior heals, the positioning of Nunya Black is going to come in. Never mind, they're just going to trade off. We'll see a bunch of trading there, and now we just have a sniper and a medic. versus a scout and a medic. We know how this is going to go, Beater. Not very well. And Nunya Black just kind of back out, and they have to. I mean, the sniper didn't hit a shot there.
Yeah, you kind of have to be a god on a sniper if you want to take down a medic and a scout. Like that's a very rough DM fight to win, for sure. So I definitely agree with going out there. It's very unfortunate for them that they couldn't win that push after dropping Glassy there, but just even Glassy dropping there was just a pure result of his team not communicating properly where the sniper was, because there's no way. You knew that he didn't know where the sniper was. He was looking the other way, and there was just people not watching their entrances. So let's hope they don't make the same mistake again. As there is still a sniper. Both medics survived, and Glass3 actually somehow had the better Uber right here. Yeah, I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. But Crafty's now on the right side, just powering through the spam, and he will take down the demo man. So really great sniping from Crafty. He's getting it done.
We actually see Alien on a sniper, but he was completely looking the other way.
Oh, Chris going
there he
down.
goes. It's a shot at Chris. Evens this out a little bit, and it'll probably just reset again.
Yeah, we just see Glassy, he's just hiding in there.
Olga's underneath here. He's coming in behind, but he's spotted by Hims, and he's just going to be taken out here. Could have been a big play, but he got spotted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty cool with them going for these kind of counter sacks, right? But Crafty once again taking down Raph, so now it's both soldiers down. That's a lot of spam that's not going on right now for CP Soiree, and I would be worried if I was them about a soldier going in. We see Chris jumping in and somehow surviving that, but Sentry does go down. But yeah, Chris, he's trying to get onto the medic because the medic is standing basically in the same spot. He's just in behind that wall, behind the point. That's where he is. And if he can just get in his face, shoot one rocket at him, he's basically going to have to pop. So that's what Chris is going for. He hasn't quite made it in there. And Poppy's going to see if he can do it one better. But Glassy has actually moved. So clever little movement here coming out from Glassy. He's going to dodge that jump in. And second soldier even coming in. And they do trade. So not as bad as it could have been. So, but I think everyone will just move out and reset. And Alien, he's going to go spy, or he's just going to check off classes? Actually going to go spy. Alright. It looks like, at least. He's not very far into enemy lines so far. It's an interesting hiding spot he's chosen.
He's going to try to put on his best Chris impression here if he wants to be successful. He actually still hasn't moved, so now we see him finally starting to move in lower. And he'll walk up cloaked and get behind easily.
Yeah, I think he's not on the cloak and daggers. He's just on a normal watch. And he has made it behind. And, you know, if he can get up onto the second point and then jump over onto the high ground, he's going to be in a really good position to get the medic. You can see the medic is... Martin is actually standing with his back against the wall. So Martin is definitely playing this right. They even have Hems looking behind. So a really nice setup.
Walks on the point there. Like, he walks on the point and reveals that he's behind. I'm not sure if that's just an error or if he was trying to... I don't know what happened there.
Like, there's no way that's a strategy, right? Like, that's just a mistake. But Chris is in again. Oh, he gets counter-espionaged. Alright, as Alien went down, he came back into his own last to switch class, and then he just walked face first into Chris. So that's what it takes to shut down Chris, one of his own. To just call him out. Counter-espionage 101.
And we see another trade there, and the team's back up, and then they're just going to go walk right in and set up how they just were. So we'll see a continued stalemate here.
Yep. Poppy looks like he wants to jump. I think they're once again just trying to get a call on where the medic is. And then they're probably going to try to jump in. Because right now, where the sentry gun is, the sentry gun's basically going to launch people into them. As Poppy looking for the medic, all he finds is the sniper, and he gets taken down. There's actually Olga in onto the medic as well. Hits one rocket, but then gets piped by Rat Slayer. So a nice little counter sack there by Olga. I do like that. Like yeah, I think they're just trying to get eyes on the medic and then jump him in, because you can see where the sentry gun is right now. That's going to launch people into the medic if they just jump properly. So, like, there's also a dispenser. So this is a full setup. He might actually be able to just like crouch inside the dispenser and not take damage. That would be so frustrating for a soldier to deal with. But yeah, we will see how they decide to go about this.
The round timer has actually gotten down to 3 minutes. So if a team doesn't do something here, soon we'll see a reset to mid and it'll still be 0-0.
Yeah.
We see a bomb for Chris here on the right side, and Crafty comes in with him, but Chris goes down, and they do manage to get a pick on Olga, another trade, so that means they'll just reset again. And
we have a soldier on the other
Pappy's
side.
thinking about jumping in. He's just spamming the sentry go down, and he kills the sentry and then backs out.
Yeah, and he might
Good
just
play
be going
by
in
him.
for he might just be going in for heals, and then because now there's no sentry gun to push him back, so he can just maybe go in and no, Pappy once again, like peeking in, trying to gain intel, and all he really finds out is where the sniper is. But you know,
the dispenser actually blocks the rocket there on Glastry. It would have hit him if not for the dispenser. So I mean, dispenser just saved his life, man.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is so annoying. You can see his half health is burning, and now it's getting repaired. But yeah, now it's 2 minutes remaining, and I think is Crafty actually on spy, or is he just checking?
He's on sniper. He's gonna come out on sniper.
Yeah, we've seen him drop the medic before. Obviously, it didn't matter. But yeah, this is what I was talking about before the game started, right? Where the last point is really the big issue on this map, and it kind of suffers from the same thing that Reckoner does. Like, if there's a week called Sunshine Reckoner, I think I'm just going to go on vacation and just not cast any games that week, because it's just going to be me whining about not being able to push out of last or push into last. Because that's kind of what those maps do. Crafty gets taken down by Alien. Alien Smiley winning the sniper duel. That's going to slow things down. So now we're looking at
actually pops there.
Oh! What happened?
So Glastry doesn't have his Uber anymore, so that means when Nunya Black, their players up, they're going to be able to push in here, and they might actually take it. They have 1 minute left to push before the round reset. Maybe they'll be able to take it. I'm not even sure what got on Glastry there. I just saw the Uber.
Yeah, that was that must have been a soldier or something that was in there as well. I don't know. I didn't see it. Maybe he was just figured I'm gonna get sniped. But yeah, Martin, he's gonna go in through the bottom here. Takes in a scout and a demo man. They don't get anything immediately, but there we go. They've actually gotten 2 kills plus the sentry gun. Now Hem's gonna stand on the point, force everyone to walk forward. The Stiggies will be on the point as well. And 2 scouts now on the point, but one of them get taken down. This is very tense. Chris actually gets 2, comes in from the side, and that's going to be 1-0 with 23 seconds remaining on the timer. So that was in the nick of time that they actually managed to get a round out of that before the reset.
As you said before the game, or before the first map, Chris, he's going huge. He's coming out with all these clutch plays that just save or win a round for his team.
Yeah, so when he's not diving in alone on middle, he's actually doing some really good stuff. Last time he went on the bottom and then jumped in. It looks like he's going to go in top left this time around. And Rav likes to get an air shot there by Poppy on his middle. That's going to be a nice way to start this off. And Chris
is behind, and there he goes again, popping off on Glastry.
Really great job.
Now we'll see the rest of this get cleaned up. Olga's causing a little bit of trouble, and then Alien's going to come in and rush for the medic, but he does a little bit of damage to him, but not much. So we'll see a full Uber from here, and Crafty's going to cap up the point, so now they'll be moving on to second.
Yeah, this could be like the best way to push last on these hard to push last point maps, is to just completely roll middle and then just basically push directly into last. And I think that's what we're going to see. We see Glastry holding on the left side, so he's kind of banking on them going in on the right, I believe. And once again, there's also a sentry gun. There's probably going to be a heavy. There's not a heavy so far. And it looks like Nunya, they will come in on the right side, or their right side, and the Glastry actually does manage to dodge it, but there's been no time on the point either so far. The only thing going for Nunya right now is that they have the high ground, but I think they've just been too slow. So Soldier comes in from the side, gets taken down, and single soldier and a scout on the point, but nope, they get taken down. So what a nice hold there. But once again, these lasts, they're hard to push, man.
That they are, and Sorry are gonna probably be able to push out here, but we might see some contention. Yeah, here comes Pappy, and he one-shots Clem. He was so lit that he just went down in one rocket, and they capped the point, but they're gonna have to drop back to last. Wow, more stalemates.
Yeah, it feels like people just spawn too fast on the second. Like they can just always come back in and recap it. Or maybe that's a way to fix the map. Hit not much, but and so we actually see Nunya. They're just going on the left side here, and they take down the sentry gun. They've got a ton of positioning right now, and I think they're just threatening to go onto the point. And now finally they will do it. Hems putting on so much time, and that has caused everyone to just walk onto it. And you see both medics getting a kill here. But I think the thing here, yeah, Ratslayer is just putting stickies on the point and doing a ton of damage, and that's gonna be that push. Really. A pretty brave push-in coming out there from Nunya, and it works out for them. They just take one side and then threaten the cap.
Yeah, they just got a kind of surprise push on there. I was not expecting that at all, and they did it, and it went very well, surprisingly. So now we'll see this mid. I'm watching Ratslayer. He's going to put a sticky on the point. Don't see much exchange between him and Dahl, and now he's going to look across the mid and try to throw some damage out, but both teams are pretty healthy here, so they're just taking positioning across the map and going to try to spam at each other. We see Chris over here in Cafe getting spammed out. He's probably going to get cleaned up himself. So now we have a lot of positioning from both teams here, and Black going aggressively, but it kind of works out against them. And now we'll see Soray take the point and push everyone out. We'll actually see Olga behind trying to go for the medic. He whiffs the rocket. We'll see Raph go in as well. And then he just backs up. So both medics stay alive here. We're about to see an Uber, but Soray are being very aggressive at pushing up. They've taken the positioning here. Nunya managed to claw some back and pop Uber. We see a late pop here from CB Soiree. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That'll just kill this.
Yeah, that's gonna make it so much more difficult. But yeah, Alien's actually in behind. He's coming up behind the medic, takes him down. Nice flank there. The fight is still going on, and now he's in behind as well onto the demo man. Takes him down as well. It's just a money flank if I ever saw any. Glassy, however, also goes down to Crafty. So this is very even. Soldiers jumping each other. Olga's going to put time onto the point. And eventually Poppy likely to just kill himself on it. But Olga, nice direct onto the Scout Crafty right there. And this might just finally be a cap, but that was a very hard fought fight. So they finally get it. Martin is on a slight Uber advantage, but I don't think either team can really take too much advantage of these Uber percentages.
It was just an insanely scrappy fight, and actually Chris bombs in and kills Dahl here, so it's not even over yet. We'll see Chris try to get shot up here, and he actually kills Alien as well, so now they have a two-player advantage, and we're going to see them try to push out on the second here. They actually push off last and manage to accomplish it, as far as I could tell.
They did it! It's actually been done. Yeah, this is completely flawless. So sending a person behind, him getting some kills, really pulling people back and then getting a kill immediately as they push out, that's how you do it. So yeah, great job.
Well, Alien on Spy. He decloaks, but he's spotted immediately. He needs to take some lessons from Chris, obviously.
Yeah, it's $10 per hour lessons. I think it's a fair price. Teach us your knowledge, Krish. Yeah, they're gonna go through flowers, trying to come through this door. It's gonna be pretty difficult, and yeah, they just get spammed out and decide not to. But Chris is actually in behind. He's so aggressive. He gets the medic. Wow, that was a dying rocket if I ever saw any. That came out like after he died, but he gets the medic off of it while everyone else was distracted. He just came to a kitchen or cafe or whatever it's called. So great job by Chris.
Chris is just going massive. He's like single-handedly like not keeping Nunya Black in the game, but making this game winnable for them and like killing the stalemates. Now we'll see them try to slow push in, and we'll see Olga hiding, but he kind of gets spotted out and pushed out. He actually manages to make it out there, so they'll have 6 people on last, but they're facing a massive Uber disadvantage. So they need to put a gun up or something. They're actually not doing it. And we see the Nunya Black pushing right in and getting Glassry, and they're just going to take the positioning here and kind of try to clean up. We see some players behind them. Hopefully they can make something happen, but nothing's happening for... Oh, actually, they get 2 picks on Hims and Pappy here, so no, they managed to clean it up eventually, but that's another incredibly scrappy fight.
Yes, Raph is very weak. Actually gets taken down by Chris. Chris captures the point on 3 HP. So Chris, I think we can just safely say that he was the man of that round for sure. Dropping the medic and then capping the last point with 3 HP remaining. What a gamer.
That last push, like, was so messy for me. I had no idea what was going to happen. I said, no, they're not going to make it. Yes, they make it. And Nunya Black do eventually come out on top of it with a big play from Chris. Another big play from Chris. As you said, he's the man of that round.
Yeah, Olga's going to go up on the high ground here in this middle very early on before jumping out. Chris has jumped behind. So far, he hasn't really done anything. Probably will go down, but here comes Chris in from behind, takes down the medic. One nice crisp rocket is all it takes. But, you know, it's still a pretty messy fight here, but Nunya Black looks like they're going to come out ahead. Chris comes in again, just from behind. Raph is in on behind as well, but he's not quite going to make it. A single scout tries to go for the medic, but no, not going to be enough. That's a decisive mid coming out here, and Chris is just completely unstoppable now, it seems.
Peter, I have to point out that you said he hit a crisp rocket.
Yeah? Yeah.
And he goes into last, and he takes down Glastry again. So now we'll see Martin come in with his Uber, and they should just be able to clean this one up easily. They already have the points secure, they have the spawns kind of stickied off. This should be an easy last push. But actually, Ratslayer goes down, so they have a chance to turn this around on CP Soiree, but no. They'll eventually be cleaned up, and that'll be it. Okay, actually, that's 4 rounds, not 5. But
yeah.
This might be the final round here. CP Soiree will be knocked down to high if Nunya Black can come out on top in this round.
Well, I don't wanna be a buzzkill, but there's actually 2 minutes remaining in the map, so it's definitely over. It's not over, but it's over. It's definitely, the map has been decided. So we'll see Ratslayer. He's gonna jump in here because that's how you man up and just do things with a round. Chris gonna get a single kill here as he jumps in, and somehow Ratslayer just didn't die despite just jumping in like a complete retard here. This is a sniper in middle as well. Alien Smiley, can you do it? Finally Ratslayer goes down. There's some justice in this world. Come on, Raph, get him, get him. Can't quite hit him. Now he's just trying to go for the X on the scout, but yeah. No, eventually goes down. But yeah,
Chris, I mean, it's garbage time, so it doesn't matter, but Chris managed to get another medic pick.
Yeah, that's gonna look great.
Interested to see those.
Raph, can you get him, Raph? Get him! Oh, Martin's not gonna be bad on this. Oh, Martin going for the taunt kill? No. Try again. Oh, no balls. Oh, they're gonna be a melee fight. Medic on Demo Man. Oh, he's just gonna pop. Sneaky. So Hems playing Fat Scout's gonna do things. Yeah, this has completely devolved into people just having fun with the last half minute or so of the game. So Hems gonna be the Fat Scout. Gonna get jumped by a soldier. Is he enough? Yes, gets a kill. Oh, this medic. I think Martin's just gonna kill everyone. Like, it seems reasonable for me to expect, to be honest.
Peter, I think I see why they call this garbage time, because this class comp has completely gone garbage. It's looking like Prolander over here. We don't want any of that. This is 6s.
Yeah, this is straight in the can. Alright, but yeah, GGs have been called. That's going to be it 4-0 for Nunya Black on this map. They're going to win the series 2-0, and they're going to be qualifying themselves into Prem. I don't know if they're going to be playing the final matchup against the other team that's going to win their qualifier. I think not. Like, I don't see why they would. But, you know, the only thing that would change would be seedings, and I don't think seedings matter in the ETF2L season. So, big congratulations to Nunya Black, and commiserations to our friends team CP Soiree. We think Soiree is how it's pronounced. Like, I know Soiree is a word, but I also know the way this is spelled in this one is not how Soiree is really spelled. So, who knows? But, yeah, it was a pretty entertaining game. We had one long stalemate, but it's not like people weren't doing anything. They were, like, actively trying to break it, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Well, Peter, as we move over to the logs, one stat I said I was excited for were Chris's medic picks. He actually got 7 medic picks, if I'm reading this correctly,
Wow.
which the next highest player was 3 from Crafty. So Chris was just stayed on top of Glastry the whole game, and he actually has 12 deaths to Martin's 4 deaths.
Yeah, that was a pretty brutal game for Glassdoor. He also like dropped to Crafty, which was like I blame his team for not watching that entrance because like Glassy clearly had no idea what was coming. Like he was just moving, looking the other way and moving around. So Glassy, a rough game for him for sure. And Martin only dying 4 times is also pretty impressive considering it was a full 30-minute game, right? So definitely some bright spots there. But Chris and Prem is going to be fun, right? He looked very dominant here. He's probably going to struggle quite a bit more against all of these high-level established Prem teams. But Chris has been around for a long time. He's always been very good. And sometimes people just break in and make a splash. And hoping he can do the same.
It will be exciting to see Chris and Prim. Actually, Peter, after the last map, you were concerned about CPSRA's heal stats on their soldiers. You could see that they've kind of balanced it out a little bit more this time. But Dahl is still getting the most heals, and he's only doing 200 DPM there.
Oh yeah, that's a big issue that we were talking about, and it hasn't really been solved. Although I will say, I think Sunshine is a relatively poor demo man map. Like, there's no such thing as a bad demo man map, really, but Sunshine is pretty open, and the chokes they're not really easy to sticky off properly. So, you also see Rat Slayer also have pretty miserable damage stats. He has 209, and in these stalemates, it's actually usually the soldiers that are spamming because of banners and whatnot. We didn't see too many banners this time around. I'm kind of surprised we didn't because there was a lot of stalemates. Banners are a great way to block that, but I'm sure as the season will progress, people are gonna incorporate that into the gameplay more, and they'll just continue to improve at breaking them. But yeah, for sure. I like the fact that I can tell who's the Roma and who's the pocket. I'm very happy with that. It turns like Olga, he got more heals in the first map, and now he only got 12%. So that's better. That's kind of where you want your Roma to be at, right? Like in the gutter, getting shit all for heals, just dying all the time and then doing a bunch of damage and getting some med kills. That's what a Roma is supposed to do. You see Chris on 9% heals as well, right? He just happened to kill a bunch of people as well.
Yeah, Chris with 9% heals is just going huge. We talked about him basically all game. Especially the second half of the map, he really opened up and just kind of slammed CP Soiree.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive, really. Yeah, there are all these frags presented by Zone. I'm kind of surprised there wasn't any more on last. Like, I thought there was going to be like a lot of things there. But yeah. Oh well. I'm very excited to see this Prem season. The other qualifier has not been played yet, right? Do we know when that's going to be played?
It has been played, Peter.
Oh, it has!
Yes, and it will be Nunya and Nunya Black in Prem next season. Nunya won that first one over whoever their opponents were.
All right, I didn't see that at all. Oh, Aura Electro, I guess.
Yes, and Peter, I think we need to move on towards interviews.
Ooh, yes. Let's talk to these upcoming Prem prospects here.
Well, we're veterans now.
Yeah, that's true. Crafty Dave has been in Prem for quite a while, but yeah, congratulations, Crafty. It looked like it was a pretty solid map overall, but it also seemed to me like you were making a bunch of mistakes, and then your DM was kind of saving you. Like, how did the match feel to you guys?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, we definitely tried some busts that relied on our DM.
Some big little busts.
Things got chaotic sometimes, but we were pretty confident we could pull it off. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
All right. Did you when you made this team? Did you expect to make it back into Prem, or was that always the plan, or did you just kind of might as well try for it, or like what's the outline for the team? What are your goals?
I don't know. I don't think any of us wanted to play high, so I guess we wanted to play Prem.
Yeah, but I never lose on playoffs actually.
Yeah. This is the third season in a row where I've had to qualify for Prem and I've made it. That's how bad we've done in the seasons. Yeah, I don't know.
Next season's a new season, though.
Yeah, true. I think this roster's probably the best like we've ever had, as in, because the other Nunya are called Nunya, but they're not Nunya. So, out of like me, Crafty Bunny, Hems, these kind of guys, I think that's probably one of the best rosters we've had.
Like, to be honest, we did better again against the Nunya than you. So.
Yeah. I saw some scrim results for some fucking crazy logs with like 20 rounds on Sunshine.
Yeah. That
What was it,
kind of
like
amazing.
7-5 or something? 7-4?
Yeah,
What? How did that happen? You guys, like both teams, seem to struggle a lot with the pushing in and out of last.
Yeah, but the fact that like we were not able to defend the last, like they won the mid, then we won the mid, and every time like teams are just running to last and capping the points. So
Yeah, if it's equal Ubers though, like it's quite a good last to hold. Like,
The
behind
stalemate's awful. When the med's behind the fence, there's like, and he's in a dispenser. There's one time I bombed, I hit your med for 100, my second rocket hit for nothing because it hit the dispenser. So
Yeah,
it's
we
just
saw
like,
that.
Yeah,
Bro, what?
the push or the force that we actually got on like the first stalemate, it was actually called. We were like, oh, screw it, let's just do a triple sack. And then I jumped in, got denied by the sentry, ran away with my escape plan, and then Crafty died, and Pappy was just like, oh, I mid forced.
Yeah, I think I hit a rocket and then pulled my what's it called, my stick out, and he was scared of the stick, so he popped.
Yeah, that was the triple sack.
Well, we were gonna just say sack. I kind of was thinking like just sack 4 and give them the point, so we can just have mid, because I'd rather not stalemate it to another like mid fight, you know.
Yeah, there was only like a minute or like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I think so. It was like a minute when we pushed last.
Yeah, it was very close, and like I didn't personally see why the Uber was popped, but I was just confused because it just looked like everything.
Yeah.
Pogo
We were
to
all
the left,
surprised,
and I hit
honestly.
the left.
We didn't know what to do, so we were just like, alright, let's just triple sack and see what happens. And yeah.
Yeah, the thing was like even when Crafty was sniping, like he was getting good picks, but we just couldn't get anything. I don't know. Even when I think he picked the demo once or twice, but we still couldn't get in and get to point because the gun was destroying us. So we always had to like get a pick, get the gun, try get another pick, and then try for some med. Like it's pretty hard.
Yeah, okay. So like, how do you guys approach defending last on Sunshine? It seemed like you had that one down for sure. So like, how do you do that?
I don't know. We hadn't really. Oh wait,
it was
me or
Olga.
Olga? Oh, Olga. Yeah, might be.
yeah, like we had like really bad positioning, I think. Like Ruff and me like changed in this last map. Like he played pocket and I played rumor. So we were like a bit confused. Like Ruff don't really know like how to defend the left side. And then there was a positioning error, like the sniper Crafty Dave who just came by right and killed our medics. That was really messy.
Yeah, it really seemed like you guys weren't watching that entrance because the medic was definitely not looking for it. But yeah, also like we were talking about the heal spread going on your teams, where like on the first map, like one soldier had like 20 heals and the other had 21. So we hardly even knew which soldier was the pocket. So is it just that you're not used to having the pocket roamer rolls, or was it just
no? Like it is really weird because on the first map I was like really going too deep. Like every time like we say go in and then we say go out, and like I'm almost trapped like every time. So Raph took a lot of heal, and I was supposed to have better heals, but I just died too much.
Oh, okay. Alright then. Well, I think both me and Smin agree that man of the match was definitely Chris. Like, it seemed like you were just doing so much work, especially on Sunshine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so did you get the game ball, or whatever you want to call it, the game rocket?
Alright, I'll stay behind for address details, so...
Yeah, you'll get the check in the mail.
Nice.
Please don't feed his ego anymore, please.
And my ego's enlarging.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be completely intolerable once we're done with you, I guess. But
I'm the new Raptor.
Don't worry, we'll get 1 point in Prem. We'll shrink it back
we're
down.
on stream enough.
Sorry.
Please.
Yeah. Alright, so what are you guys, so now that you've qualified for Prem, what are your expectations for the main season?
Just giving Condog the dick, you know? That's
Five
all I want to do. Just beat Condog. I don't care about
And
anything else.
we're not going to get relegated. We'll try that.
Yeah, try. Yeah.
Well, to be
Nunya
fair,
versus Nunya Black.
you guys like kind of stopped trying like halfway through the last season, so like I feel as if like people don't really know the potential of the team. It's kind of like, oh, it's Nunya, they're gonna come last or whatever. But like, I don't know. I think just like a little roster check-up or whatever was just what they needed. So who knows? Maybe
Yeah, I think
mid-prem
Condog
now.
honestly was the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Condog. That's why we cut him.
Yeah, he was cut. He was cut.
Yeah, he was cut. He didn't leave. We cut him. He didn't leave.
All right. So I'm wondering. Normally in these seasons, there's like the top 4 to 3 teams that are just way better than everyone else, and then there's like a mid tier, and then maybe there's like 1 or 2 teams that are really bad. Like sometimes those dynamics change. Like, what do you feel like this season is like? Like, is there like a few teams that are way better than everyone else, or is it a lot more even now that 7 are gone?
I think there's still a top 3 that are going to be better than everyone, and that'll probably be like Low Panda, Lego, and what's the other team? The Tiger team. Yeah, Swift, the Tiger team. So they'll be the best 3.
I don't know.
And
I
then-
feel like, yeah, I suppose those 3. But Swift seem like they're probably pretty good with Tiger on Scout.
Yeah.
Salenta's a soldier, right? So
Yeah, exactly. And Ali's playing demo. Yeah, they're going to be good. Who's their other scout? Is it Sam?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they're going to be nuts. I don't think they're scrimming.
they might stand out, especially if they try hard. But
no, they are trying.
other-
Well, Ali was like streaming earlier, and he was doing like a demo review. So
Oh, really?
I don't know if I try hard they are, or whatever. But
Yeah, we'll see. We saw 7 not really being too try hard last season, and that really didn't work out for them.
Yeah, Tiger just kind of neutered in the grand final. They couldn't handle it, so...
Yeah. Yeah, normally we see like whichever team has the best scout or scouts, like they're kind of the favorites. But so we'll see. But how capable like do you feel you guys are against the the midfield of Prem? Like, do you think you can steal a bunch of maps off of those guys?
I don't... Who are the other teams in Pro? There's, what, the Onbrack team?
There's
top
Antic,
5?
yeah, top 5
Antic.
Rocket and Antic.
Wait.
Those.
The Weaves and the other Nunya.
I feel like the bottom 5 or 4 teams
bottom
or whatever
5
should be
are
pretty
like-
competitive.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be, or maybe Lolly Squad aren't too great right now, but they're having some roster issues. But apart from those, like the rest of the field should be pretty competitive, I think.
Yeah. I think that, like, group of 5 teams can probably take maps off everyone. Oh, yeah. Has Tobbs left? Did he leave the roster?
Okay, yeah, that's the new gossip.
Okay, yeah, so Tobbs joined Nunya, as in the other Nunya, and Vanny is a pocket for the Weebs.
Who did they get on Scout then?
Top Snack.
Yeah, Todd Snake. Yeah, what scout did they get? I heard they were trying Nuthouse.
Nuthouse.
Yeah, but I also heard Nuthouse was trying for Antic.
And also for top 5 rockets.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think Credu's on top 5 rocket, right?
Yeah,
It's Credu and Fluid.
yeah, Credit and Flu.
Yeah, I always wonder how Antic are gonna do. Like, they always seem like they have a roster that should be really good, and then they kind of choke. So it should be interesting to see. Like, I want to see you guys take a map off of them at least. Should be very, very doable. Do you guys have? What do you guys think about the map pool for this season?
I like
Reckoner.
it, but
I
Reckoner
don't-
sucks.
I don't think
Just
Reckoner-
replace... Yeah. Just replace Reckoner with Granary and the map pool's good.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Like,
what the fuck? Reckoner
had
is way better
Sunshine-
than Grenade.
Reckoner's so bad. Reckoner's honestly the worst map, like, I don't know, since I've played the game. It's the worst map that's ever
like
been
it's
a
kind of
season.
like Process and the
Whoa,
Snowball.
Pappy.
I've not played the game that
Pappy's a
long.
That's
burning
a good-
hatred
that's a
for
good
Reckoner.
point.
It's so bad.
I mean, I can't say I disagree. That's pretty much what I. Yeah, that's what I've always said too. I don't like Reckoner at all. But yeah, I think Smin, do you have any questions, or should we just throw to some shoutouts?
I think we should just throw out some shoutouts. Good match, though, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's just do shoutout. We'll just we'll go up the list. So Poppy, you get to start.
Shout to Gandhi and all the other Nunya guys. Spo, Pred. You know who you are. Champagne.
And Olga.
Shout out to my team, 3.5 star and CP Story. And yeah, next season in I. So
You got it. You're gonna win it.
Of course.
Yeah. All right, Crafty.
Yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to the French team. They played well. Good luck in high. And yeah,
Thanks.
GG.
All right, and then Hems.
Alright, shoutouts to all nunya guys, Kela gang, Gucci gang, all my girlfriends, and I don't know, like, you know who you are. And good game.
Oh, Hems, I think I need to ask you, who's the best female medic?
Ooh, that's classified.
Champagne.
Classified?
That's
I'm pretty sure it's champagne.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
champagne.
Actually, what
Champagne.
about Gandhi's crew? That's playing on the Fellowship.
She's nuts, but she's like an up and comer. She's a bit of an unknown talent.
I want to hear Hems' opinion.
Yeah, I think champagne's up there.
All right, degu, shout out. No, wait, you're streaming. Never mind. You don't get any. No, it's Chris.
Shout out to Seven for disbanding and allowing there to be 2 Nunyas in Prem.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
forgot that one.
Yeah. And shout out to Chambrain.
All right, and Smin, you're a new caster, so you definitely get to do some shout outs before we go off. So what do you have as shout outs?
Shout out to Hipfire for being my backup in case my internet screwed up. And shout out to TurboTabs for letting me cast. Blame him if I did bad. And that'll be all.
All right. Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Now we have Prem sorted. I don't actually know when exactly it's going to start, but once it starts, definitely tune in. It's going to be another great season. I can feel it. We have some new hot teams in here. We have some old players coming back in, trying to find some glory. And I think it's going to be another great season. Last season was absolute fire. I thought it was one of the best seasons we've ever had. So I hope that trend's going to continue. And, hopefully Lego's going to win it. But, who knows? Maybe just the age of Nunya has been commenced, as we now have 2 of them in Prem.
Welcome to the new era.
Yes. All right. But that's going to be it from everyone here from TFTV. Thank you for watching, and have a good night, guys. And, if you stay frosty, you can make it into the weekend. So thank you all, and have a good night.